Hare Krishna. So I have shared one bhajan in group, Jiva Jago. So we'll sing this. Jiva Jago, Jiva Jago, Gaura Chand Bole. Jiva Jago, Jiva Jago, Gaura Chand Bole. Kota Nidra Jao Maya Pisachir Kole. Kota Nidra Jao Maya Pisachir Kole. Bhaji Bobolia Aise Samsara Bhitare. Bhaji Bobolia Aise Samsara Bhitare. Bhuliya rohile tumi avidyar bhare. Bhuliya rohile tumi avidyar bhare. Jiva Jago, Jiva Jago, Gaura Chand Bole. Tomare loite ami hoinu avatara. Tomare loite ami hoinu avatara. Ami bina bandhu ar ke ache tomara. Ami bina bandhu ar ke ache tomara. Jiva Jago, Jiva Jago, Gaura Chand Bole. Ene chiyo sadi maya nashibaro lagi. Ene chiyo sadi maya nashibaro lagi. Hari Nama Maha Mantra lao tumi magi. Hari Nama Maha Mantra lao tumi magi. Bhakti Vinoda Prabhu Charane Pariya. Bhakti Vinoda Prabhu Charane Pariya. Sei Hari Nama Mantra Loilo Magiya. Sei Hari Nama Mantra Loilo Magiya. Jiva Jago, Jiva Jago, Gaura Chand Bole. Jiva Jago, Jiva Jago, Gaura Chand Bole. Hare Krishna. We'll read the translation. Lord Gauranga is calling. Wake up, sleeping souls, wake up, sleeping souls. How long will you sleep in the lap of the witch called Maya? You have forgotten the way of devotional service and are lost in the world of birth and death. I have descended just to save you. Other than myself, you have no friend in this world. I have brought the medicine that will wipe out the disease of illusion from which you are suffering. Take this Mahamantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, I fall at the Lord's feet having taken this Mahamantra. Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Kyanativiram Shigyanam Janashalakya Chaksharunvintam Yena Tasmai Shri Guru. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Namo Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale, Shrimate Bhaktivedanta, Swami Niti Namine, Namaste Saraswati Devi, Gauravani Pracharini, Nirvishesha Shunyavadi, Paschatya Deshatami. Hare Krishna. So this is wonderful bhajan, and the essence of this bhajan is our topic today. So in this particular bhajan, wherein Lord Gauranga, he is calling out all of us, wake up, sleeping souls, wake up. We are sleeping in this material world into the lap of Maya, which is known as witch. So this material, this Maya, we are slipping into this. So why Krishna appears in this world? He appears to wake up to all of the sleeping souls, and to do that, sometimes yes, he is performing his different pastimes to attract us. And in the form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he personally came to give us the medicine to cure the disease of this material attachment. So what is that medicine? That is chanting the holy name of the Lord. By chanting the holy name of the Lord, we can be free from this disease, which is the source of suffering in this material world. And that is the purpose Krishna appears in this world. So in our last chapter, in this Bhagavad Gita, 11th chapter, we could see that how Arjuna, he could see the universal form, and also by his request, out of his mercy, Krishna showed him his four-handed form and the two-handed, the original form of Krishna, that is Shyam Sundar form. And seeing that beautiful form of Krishna, he just got into his consciousness. Consciousness means he was happy to see that. And we had a detailed discussion that how this beautiful form is the original form of Krishna. And that is only possible, means one can see this form only by loving devotional service. There is no other way. Austerity, charity, or knowledge of the Vedic scripture, all these things alone will not help to see this beautiful form. Only by the mercy of Krishna we can see this. And Krishna is saying that this form is very, very rare. Even big demigods, they are not able to see this form. So this is very rare form. So only by devotional service one can experience, one can understand Krishna. So the next chapter we are going to start, that is chapter 12, and the title of this chapter is Devotional Service. And in the beginning of this chapter, now Arjuna is again inquiring. He is making an inquiry. And what is that inquiry? Arjuna uvacha evam satata yukta ye bhaktas tvam paryupasate ye chapi aksharam avyaktam tesham ke yoga vittama. Arjuna inquired, which are considered to be more perfect Those who are always properly engaged in your devotional service, or who worship the impersonal Brahman, the unmanifested. So this is the question Arjuna is asking. So we have uh, discussions on this earlier in our previous sessions. So especially he is asking, so which one is more perfect? Devotional service, or or worshipping the impersonal Brahman? Which one is better?
Devotion.
Yeah, devotional service. So we can have a small discussion on this quickly. We can cover this topic. Why devotional service is much better? Why impersonal worship of impersonal Brahman is not suggested?
Directly we are in connection.
Yeah, that is
with
one
God.
good point. Direct worship. One is indirect worship, one is direct worship. So we are directly serving Krishna, we are directly worshipping Krishna. That is one thing. What other reason why it is better? Worshipping Krishna is better.
We have a relationship, deeper relationship with the Lord.
Yes, deeper relationship. And we know that Krishna is not impersonal. Impersonalism, or that is one aspect of Krishna, Brahma. Impersonalism means that Brahma realization means that is one aspect of Krishna. We know this. So, but one who is having full understanding about Krishna, he knows that Krishna has form, Shyam Sundar form. And one aspect of Krishna is his effulgence, his bodily effulgence that we know as Brahma Jyoti. So that is one aspect of Krishna, not complete understanding about God, but impersonal. So anyway, whichever way people worshipping, maybe either worshipping the Brahman, or worshipping super soul, or worshipping Krishna, directly Krishna himself. So ultimately, yes, these are all processes for self-realization. You can worship directly, you can worship indirectly. So that is what Arjuna is inquiring. Which one is better? Which one is perfect? Direct worship, indirect. A personal form, worshipping you as personality, or worshipping you as impersonal Brahman. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha, what he is saying, Krishna is saying, Maya Veshamano. So, Maya Veshamano ye mam, Maya Veshamano ye mam Nitya Yukta Upasate, Shraddhaya Parayo, Peta Te me Yukta Tamamata. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, those who fix their minds on my personal form and are always engaged in worshipping me with great and transcendental faith are considered by me to be most perfect. So this is Krishna's opinion. And this opinion he is not giving just here in this chapter. Actually, if you see in all chapters of Bhagavad Gita, directly, indirectly, Krishna is recommending for his personal worship. Means worshipping the personal, beautiful Shyam Sundar form of Krishna. No other form. ये त्वक्षरम् अनिर्देश्यम् अव्यक्तं पर्युपासते सर्वत्र गम् अचिन्त्यं च कुटस्थम् अचलं ध्रुवम् सन्निम्य इन्द्रियग्रामं सर्वत्र समबुद्धय ते अनुवन्ति मामेव सर्वभूतहिते रता. But those who fully worship the unmanifested, that which lies beyond the perception of the senses, the all-pervading, inconceivable, unchanging, fixed and immovable, the impersonal conception of the absolute truth, by controlling the various senses and being equally disposed to everyone, such persons engaged in the welfare of all at last achieve me. So Krishna is talking about whom? This is about those worshippers, worshippers of impersonal Brahman. So here we are saying the qualities. Impersonal Brahman means that is unmanifested. which lies beyond the perception of the senses. We cannot perceive through our senses. Senses like eyes, ears. We cannot, because impersonal, something which is not manifested. With this material eye, we can only see whatever is in a manifested state. But something which is not manifested, unmanifested, we cannot see that, we cannot perceive that, right? And another quality, all pervading. That impersonal Brahman is all pervading, is everywhere. Just like we see the sunlight, right? That is all pervading. Sun is there, but the sunlight is all pervading. Sun is there at one place. Sun has a form, but the light of the sun has no form, right? So this example we have discussed, easily we can understand. So all pervading, inconceivable, unchanging, fixed and immovable. So the impersonal conception of the absolute truth. So Param Satya, absolute truth. So this is one aspect. So how to experience, or what is the process of worshipping impersonal Brahman or realizing impersonal Brahman? Like Ashtanga Yoga, Jnana Yoga, we have already read that and we have seen how easy it was, isn't it? Was it easy to follow? Huh?
Probably, Maharishi Raman ka ek method hai, which is supposed to be the easiest method.
Which one?
Maharishi Raman says just follow this question, who am I? Do nothing else, the method of inquiry.
Yeah, that is the first question. When we do self-realization means...
This is that question. He gives example of the wood that you use to light the funeral pyre. He says first it will burn the pyre, then it will burn itself out. And what remain will be true Brahman. And that's what he says, nothing else is to be done, only follow this, who am I, to its logical end. And you will reach this. So
No, that is good. I mean, point is, Brahma realization...
Everybody is not able to do that.
No, I'm saying, so when they say
Let's-
it's very complicated, he says mine is the simplest method,
Yeah.
because it's only one simple question, follow the direct inquiry.
But that
That's all.
simple thing is very difficult.
Let's come to
for a
this point.
layman.
Let's hear from Krishna what he's saying. Of course, I mean, we may use different techniques. Point is, yes, this is one way of self-realization or achieving the perfection of life. That is worshipping impersonal Brahman. And Krishna is not denying that. Both are like Jnana Yoga, Jnana Marg. Jnana Marg means Jnani, they approach Brahman. Their
And all
their
the more
target
Maharishi
is
Ramana is
Brahman realization.
non-dualism.
Yes.
Advaita.
So, both are the process to achieve perfection of life, to achieve self-realization. But which one is more perfect? Krishna already declared that worshipping him directly, or direct worship, devotional service, is the best. And now he is saying, these like people following this process, first of all, understand the process. The process is saying controlling the various senses and being equally disposed to everyone. This is the process. First of all, one has to control the mind and senses. And we have discussed many a times how difficult it is, especially in Satya Yuga. Even at that time, so many big personalities, they tried their best through different yoga process, Ashtanga Yoga, Dhyana Yoga. They tried their best to control their mind and senses. And that time, just because of a small infatuation or some small distraction, they were deviated. They were lost. And now we are in this age of Kali Yuga, wherein in all places there are so many distractions, deviations, so many attractions. So in that situation, controlling our mind and senses is very, very difficult job, first of all. Yes. And what he's saying, yes, of course, if somebody is able to do that, following the process, controlling the mind and senses, and many other rules, we have already discussed that. Practicing brahmacharya, not having any material desire, being away from family and social life. So that's a very difficult situation, and that is what Krishna is saying in the next shloka. That is very difficult. What he's saying? That for those whose minds are attached to the unmanifested, impersonal feature of the Supreme, advancement is very troublesome. First of all, what is that? Very troublesome. It's not easy process. First of all, it is not easy, and it is troublesome. It is, no, you can just imagine going out in some place, some secluded place, and where nobody is there, and you are sitting in a particular posture and meditating, or controlling your mind and senses and controlling your thoughts, any material desire, no material desire, and you are just trying. So, I mean, that's a very troublesome process. To make progress in that discipline is always difficult for those who are embodied. For those who are embodied. Who is embodied? Like we all. We are not embodied. We are soul, embodied. We have this body. Means somebody who is having this body, or somebody having this bodily concept of life. Bodily concept of life. This process is very, very difficult for them. It's not impossible. Krishna is saying it's a very difficult process. Maybe out of millions, maybe one may be able to do it. So it's not rejected. This system is not rejected. But Krishna is saying that this is not for common people. This is not for common people. Maybe out of many millions, one person may be able to do, may be able to control mind senses, may be able to do that. But this is not for common people. This is a difficult process. But those who worship me, giving up all their activities unto me and being devoted to me without deviation, engaged in devotional service, and always meditating upon me, having fixed their minds upon me, O son of Partha, for them I am the swift deliverer from the ocean of birth and death. So this is beautiful shloka. Tesham aham samudharta mrityu samsara sagarat bhavami na chirat partha maya veshit chetasam. Verse number 7, this is. The 6 and 7 verses together. Ye tu sarvani karmani mai sanyasta matpara ananyeva yogena mam dhyayanta upasate. So these two shlokas very, very important, and based on these two shlokas I mentioned today's topic, swift deliverer from the cycle of birth and death. And Krishna is saying, Tesham aham samudharta mrityu samsara sagarat. I am the swift deliverer from the ocean of birth and death. We will discuss about it, but before that, yes, again, not going much in detail, personal and impersonal worship, Krishna himself declaring that this personal form, worshipping Krishna or engaging in devotional service, is easy process, and also it's easy, and anybody and everybody can do that. So many qualities we have heard about. Devotional service is the most easiest. There is no criteria. There is no age criteria. There is no time, place, circumstances criteria. Anybody in any situation, in any place can do that. You need not to give up your family life, or you need not to give up your society. Being there, simply one has to learn the art of engaging mind and senses into service of Krishna. And that way, simply by engaging ourselves in loving devotional service, we become detached. What is the purpose of controlling mind and senses, or going in a secluded place? What is the first purpose? Whatever process we follow, controlling mind and senses means developing detachment from this material and developing attachment to Krishna, a spiritual goal. We all have that spiritual goal, and we all trying for that. So until mind and senses are not controlled, if it is deviated, or every time we are hankering after so many material desire, vyavasayatmika samadho na vidhyate, Krishna is saying. Bhoga Ishwarya Prashaktanam Tayo Apahita Chetasam. One who is just absorbed in material desires or sense gratification, he cannot be fixed in Krishna consciousness. Cannot be fixed in Krishna consciousness. And that's why any spiritual process we follow, the first goal is to control our mind and senses. Means not letting it go to anything and everything. So we have to see what is helping us to advance in Krishna consciousness. So allowing means engaging in those activities. So that is the first purpose of mind and senses. And we know that devotional service, yes. Maybe we may have desires, We may have our family, we may be in society, but yes, we have to start practicing or engaging ourselves, engaging our senses, engaging our mind in service. And gradually, we will see automatically we will develop detachment from those things which is not helping me to advance in Krishna consciousness. All those material desires. There will be no fear, no anxiety. But initial stages, we have to do some struggle will be there. Anything if you want to achieve. But this struggle is not like the struggle we do in other processes. Ashtanga yoga, dhyana yoga, that process is very difficult. But devotional service, this is easy to do that. How many of you experience it? That it's easy. What do you do in devotional service? For example, waking up early in the morning, that is one austerity. Waking up early in the morning, going for darshan, or if you have temple at home, having darshan of the Lord, doing some worship, or doing some prayer, reading some scripture, chanting the holy name of the Lord, offering food, taking prasadam. This is what the austerity. Or maybe some special days, maybe on Janmashtami, maybe on Ekadashi, observing fast. Why to observe fast? The purpose is giving more time to Krishna. Saving your time from other activities and giving more time to Krishna. These are the activities. Nothing, you are stopping nothing. You're eating, sleeping, all activities are going on. But in a Krishna conscious way, that is the art of devotion. You're doing job, you're doing business, nothing to stop. You have your relations, people around, everything is going on, nothing to stop. Such a easy way. Just keep on doing everything and then keep on chanting, your job is done. So this is devotional service, the most easy thing. And what is the achievement? What is the achievement in devotional service? This one, what Krishna is saying, I'll deliver you from the cycle of birth and death, swift delivery. Will not take much time. The moment we take shelter of Krishna, he is saying that I will deliver you. Don't worry. This is one just byproduct. This is not something which is, it's not a big achievement for a devotee. We know that. Ultimately, the purpose of our devotional service is Krishna Prema. That is our topmost goal. Devotees never never bother about any kind of deliverance, any kind of mukti. For them it is byproduct. By default you will get it. If you are in devotional service, by default you will get it. Many people, they do so much just to get mukti. But Krishna devotees, by default they get it. That's a byproduct. Yes. But anyway, here we are learning that yes, if we take shelter of Krishna, because Krishna is the supreme protector, he is the supreme source, he will surely protect us. So there's a beautiful pastimes we will discuss. There's a beautiful pastimes in Srimad Bhagavatam to understand this. How when we take shelter of Krishna, how he helps us, how he protects us. So you must have heard the story of Gajendra. You heard this? Gajendra Moksha, isn't it? So we know that Gajendra, he is the king of elephant, very powerful king. He was there at Trikuta mountain. And if you go through the explanation which is mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam, such a beautiful place. The mountain with all natural resources, with all natural beauty, everything there. And he was there with family, all different, maybe citizens because he was king. So all different animals and everyone was very much respecting him. He was enjoying his life like anything. And one day with his family members and all other relatives and everyone, he went to a sarovar that was on Trikuta mountain only, and beautiful sarovar. And there with his family member, he was water sporting. He was playing there, enjoying his life. Like we go to picnic spots and enjoy with family members. So he was also enjoying. And in this process, all of a sudden, one crocodile just caught his leg, caught hold of his leg, and then he was just trying to escape from there. He was just trying to protect himself. And though it was very, very powerful, but right now he was under the water. And we know that crocodile is more powerful there. He was so powerful, and I mean, the Gajendra, he was trying his best to get out of the clutches of that crocodile, and but he could not do that. And you know how many years this fight was on? It was for 1,000 years. This fight was going on again and again, because this story is not of Kali Yuga, this is of Sat Yuga. So he was fighting, he was trying his best to, to get out of the clutches of crocodile, protect himself. Sometimes he was seeing his family members, his relatives, somebody should come and protect me. But finally, nobody was able to do that. And he could see that nobody can protect me, nobody can save me. And because he was not an ordinary elephant, he was Maharaj Indradumna in his previous life. He was a great devotee of the Lord. So he remembered, and now he understood that only shelter is Krishna. No one else can protect me. No one else can protect me. Like in Srimad Bhagavatam, second canto also, we see that. Now first canto, second chapter. Second canto, first chapter. Wherein Shukadev Goswami, he is speaking about, he is speaking to Parikshit Maharaj. He's saying that people in this material world, they are engaged in so many activities or so many subject matters. Shrotavyadini Rajendra Nridam Santi Sahasrasha. There are so many subject matters people discussing about. World Cup is going on, so many subjects. So this, that, Nridam Santi Sahasrasha. Apashyatam Atma Tattvam Griheshu Grihamedhinam. They do not know the purpose of life, that is self-realization. And without knowing this, they are just engaged in so many things, so many activities, so many subject matter discussion going on. Nidraya hirte naktam vayavena cha bhavaya. And how they spend their time? Nidraya hirte naktam. Night in sleeping, or maybe some sexual relationship, that is Nidraya hirte naktam vayavena cha bhavaya. Divacha arthe haya rajan. And how they spend their day? Earning money. Divacha arthe haya rajan. Kutumba bharanenava. Kutumba means family, or taking care of family. I mean, this is important, yes? But here we are talking with a higher perspective, that this is not the only goal of life. That is what Shukdev Goswami is speaking about. That they are just engaged. And what else? Deha apatra kalatra adishu atma sanyeshu asatsu api. Deha means a body. Apatra kalatra adishu. All these, wife, children, other family members, they think that they are my protector. Atma sanyeshu. They will protect me. They are my protector. So they think like this. Tesham pramatte nidhanam pashyannapi na pashyati. Though we see all the family members, they are dying one after another, but still we have so much faith that they will protect. Tesham pramatte nidhanam pashyannapi na pashyati. Even after seeing, not able to see that. And Shukdev Goswami, he is recommending Tasmat Sarveshu Kaleshu. What is that? He is saying that Tasmat Bharat Sarvatma. So he is recommending that one should take shelter of Krishna. Smartavyam Kirtitavyascha. One should remember Krishna. One should glorify Krishna. One should chant the name of Krishna. Because Krishna alone can protect. No one else. No one else. Somebody who is already dying, how can he help others?
Draupadi ji.
Yes. He
Her
protected.
family members could not.
Yes, even Draupadi, good example. She tried her best. So even family members, the king, Pitama Bhishma, nobody could help. And finally, she took shelter of Krishna, and then Krishna protected. And in this pastime, again, we are seeing the same thing. He was just seeing his family members, his relatives. Somebody should come and protect me from this danger. But nobody. And in this process of fighting, it was not that continuously. Sometimes he was winning. He was thinking that, okay, now I'm in a situation to win. Because sometimes that crocodile was letting go, kind of let loose the jaws, and the elephant, he was feeling that, okay, now I can be free. And the similar thing, let's relate it to our life. The same thing happened to us. We are, for so long, for so many lifetimes, we are into the clutches of Maya. The sloka, the bhajan we were reciting, Jiva Jago. How long we have been sleeping into the lap of Maya? For so many lifetimes. So Maya is that crocodile, and we are into the clutches of Maya. Sometimes she becomes very favorable, or she becomes very attractive, and we start feeling, oh, such a beautiful world this is. Why to go from here? Sometimes we get so many problems in life, corona and so many other problems, and then we develop detachment. Oh, this world is a place of suffering. I don't want to live here in this world. But again, something will come. Oh, so nice world. So the similar thing happening with us, and because of this, sometime hankering and sometime lamentation, having desire that, okay, one day I will be happy. With this hope, we are struggling in this material world. We are struggling. And out of ignorance, not knowing that actually in this material world, in no situation, there's no way to be happy. Way means only when we are Krishna conscious, when we know the reality, when we accept Krishna in our life, and we understand the truth of this world, then only we can be happy. Because otherwise, wrong expectations are there. Wrong expectations means this world will make me happy. This is wrong expectation. When you know Krishna, when you know the nature of this material world, then you understand the real purpose of this material world. This material world is designed for purification, is for realization. How we can realize? How we can realize in this? When we are getting suffering, lots of suffering in this material world, what do we realize? What do we realize in this situation? So bekar hai, na? In this material world, there is no pain, pleasure. I mean, it's a place of suffering. So this is realization. But we are not doing it out of frustration. We are reading a scripture. We are hearing from Krishna directly, and He is making us aware of it, that this world is a place of suffering. If we have faith in the words of Krishna, our life will become easy. Then our perspective will change to see this world. Because right now, when we do not accept this reality, we see this world a place of enjoyment. And that's why every individual in this material world, they are frustrated. Nobody is happy because they have a wrong expectation. And that's why people, not knowing the truth of this material world, they criticize this world. Or they criticize God. If God has created this world, why He has created like this? Do you get this question in your mind? If you were given a chance to design this material world, you would have designed in a different way. Do you get this question in your mind?
Earlier,
if you were given a chance.
Frequently, now we kind of settling down. Yes.
For example, if you are God, now your God has given you that power, that you have to design this world. What will you do? You will remove all the sufferings, making this world a better place.
Then we'll keep on. We'll have the wish to stay here only.
This is also very important to understand. Is this world a bad world? I mean, this is bad or good? Yes, Mahin Mataji. What is your opinion? Is this a good world or bad world? No. Good. It's a good, huh?
It
Or
depends
bad?
on your perception, how you see the things.
Yes,
So
it's a perception. Apart from perception may be,
then
I'm
how
just
you feel.
settling my mind. Okay, no, let me see it in a different way. But what is the main reason? Why it is good? Or good or bad? If we, let's say first, good or bad. Is it good or bad? It's Krishna's creation.
It's good.
If Krishna has created something,
It's good.
do you see? Do you think it is good or it is bad? Om Purna Mada Purna in Ishopanishad, the first shloka, affirmation, Amen, wherein Krishna is speaking about. This is about that because Krishna is complete, He is absolute truth, and anything which is emanating from Krishna is also complete. This world is complete. This world is perfect, perfectly imperfect. Perfectly imperfect.
Then
Huh?
you are giving a very different argument. Since Krishna has said, you stop your mind. Don't try to evaluate the world by your own logic. Because Krishna has said so, we stop thinking after that. No? So this, I don't think you should give us this logic. You should let us think and then see.
No, that is okay. We are just trying to understand why this world is perfect. Now, this point because what happens, like when we go through sufferings, we criticize the designer, we criticize this material world. But once we know the real purpose behind it, then we will not criticize. Then our perspective will be different to see this world. We will have a true vision to see this world. We will not have wrong expectations. That's what I'm just trying to conclude.
No, if you were to ask somebody, let's say who doesn't know about what Krishna has said about the world, let's say there is somebody else who's not a Hindu,
Yes.
he doesn't understand, and who's a learned person,
Yes.
maybe he will say this world is not a great place because there is so much of suffering.
Yes.
Now, by giving him an argument, since Krishna has said it is good, it has to be good. I don't think that is the way to argue this.
It's not about somebody is Hindu, Muslim. This is universal principle we are learning, first of all.
See, so your overwhelming argument is, since Krishna has created and Krishna is complete in himself, he cannot create anything which is not complete, it has to be good. This was your argument.
No, I'm just coming to the point. Let me complete that. Why? Because this is, which is Ishopanishad, which is mentioned there, means what is the meaning of completeness? First of all, we have to understand. The one term is purpose. Something is good or something is bad. How do you decide that? What is the criteria to decide something is good, something is bad?
Fit for purpose. Fit for purpose.
You see the purpose. If it is meeting, if it is helping you to achieve the purpose, that is good. If it is not helping you to achieve the purpose, that is bad. Right? So, when you know the purpose of this material world, why it has been designed to purify our consciousness. Like a different example we see for material world. Like different example. One example I have discussed many times, like jail. It is compared to a jail, or sometimes it is compared to a hospital, or it is compared to a school. What is the use of jail? Reformation, so that people.
No, again, Prabhuji, let me argue the other way around.
Yes.
You already know the answer. You have to prove this world is good. Now you will use every argument to prove it is good.
No.
You will compare to hospital, compare to jail, compare to everything else, because the answer is known. So you have to create an argument to prove that answer.
No, if you want to say it is good, I'm saying it is. I'm not getting.
100 arguments that it is bad. Look at the suffering, children dying, women.
Let me come again. Maybe I'm not getting what your point of view is, but what I'm trying to make you understand, it's not my opinion. It's the opinion which is coming from this, because this topic, what I'm trying to understand or trying to make you understand that. Because when we are going through the suffering, first of all, we have read in Bhagavad Gita that this world is a dukhalayam shashvatam. This is a place of suffering. Now somebody going through suffering, they may, if they do not have complete understanding about the purpose of this material world, they will criticize. They will criticize the designer, they will criticize the world, right? And when you criticize, when you react, then you may end up doing wrong things even. When you're not happy, when you are just full with grudges, you may end up doing wrong things. But now, we are trying to see the world we are trying to understand why it is, what is the purpose of this design. So when you have that understanding, then instead of criticizing, you will utilize it for the purpose. So that is what I'm trying to make you understand. It's not about justifying something, it is good or bad. See, if I want to say that this world is bad, I can give you so many reasons. See, people are suffering, so many people suffering, so many people dying. No, that's why we can see with our open eyes. You just take the newspaper and you will see the world is a place of suffering. That is okay. And if I say that this world is a beautiful place, there's so many big thinkers or big motivational speakers, they will inspire you. Come on. All these scriptures speaking about this world is a place of suffering. No, come on. This world is a place of joy. You can enjoy. These are all negative people thinking about. What is your opinion in this? Do you think that this world is a place of joy? Really everybody is enjoying? We can enjoy this world? Yes, no? Yes, no, we can do that? Huh?
There are arguments for both, but the thing is that the happiness and all which people project, which is true, but it's short-lived.
Short-lived,
Ultimately,
yes.
something will come.
So now point is either we are suffering or we are enjoying. There are so many people in this material world, they do not see problem because their life is good. They think that this world is good because their life is good.
War is happening, innocent children are dying, and everybody is dying. But yes, despite us knowing it, this is all Krishna's plan or something. But somebody who goes through it at that point of time, it's very difficult to explain yourself. Yes, I mean,
No, that
this
is true.
was supposed to happen.
That is true. That's what we are different from others, no? I mean, even after knowing is not enough. Even after knowing everything, we know that. But when we go through those struggles, it's not that we will be able to realize or we will be able to practice this at that level. Point is not that at what level we are practicing. The point here is, first of all, why, coming to the topic again, when I say or when scriptures saying that anything Krishna is complete, anything coming from Krishna is complete, so that we can understand only when we understand the purpose, why Krishna has designed this world. So the world is designed for a purpose, and that purpose is
पूर्णमिदं वाला है, वो तो सिर्फ इतना ही कहता है ना कि मैं पूर्ण हूँ और ये सृष्टि पूर्ण है, बिकॉज जो मैं हूँ चाहे वो जड़ है या चेतन है, जो सत्य है और चित है, वो मैं ही हूँ। वो दैट, बट उसके आगे वो गुड और बैड की तो डिस्कशन ही नहीं करता।
That's what we need further guidance. I'm asking you, when Krishna is saying this world is complete, in what sense it is complete?
बोलते हैं because that is like कि वो phrase
how to understand
अपने आप में जो है कृष्ण कंप्लीट पूर्ण है, मैं पूर्ण हूँ और मेरे अलावा ये संसार जो प्रकृति पुरुष जो भी है जड़ तेज वो पूर्ण है बिकॉज वो मैं ही हूँ, मेरे वो भी पूर्ण है, मैं भी पूर्ण हूँ, पूर्णता। लेकिन वहाँ पे गुड बैड का कोई कॉन्सेप्ट नहीं।
I'm giving you further explanation to understand. First of all, मैं ही हूँ. See, understand. Krishna and Krishna's energy. Energy and energetic. These are two different things and the same. First of all, yes. So Krishna's energy.
I mean, if मैं दर्शन शास्त्र के हिसाब से बोलूँगी, विशिष्ट वो बोलेगा same yet different. द्वैत बोलूँगी वो बोलेगा सिर्फ एक वो ही है। मतलब कि वो जिस शास्त्र के हिसाब से बोलो उस तरह से एक्सप्लेन कर देंगे अल्टी, लेकिन वो एक पूर्ण है।
पूर्ण, that is complete. So now we are trying to understand this one part. Complete means what? Complete.
But उसमें good bad का कोई
definition नहीं आता। See, what is? Let's not use this word. I am taking it in a very general way. एक common जो language है, आम भाषा में बात करना। मैं complete word आज बाहर की दुनिया में जाकर बोलूँ this world is complete. How many people will understand? This word is poor. Very vague. Nobody will understand. So complete means what? Any system which is complete means it is meant for a purpose. Simple understanding. I don't know how it is difficult to understand, but I'm just trying to make you understand. Any system in this creation, there is a purpose behind that. So this material world, or the sufferings in this material world, there is a purpose behind that. And if we know that purpose, then what will be the difference? If you do not know the purpose, you will always criticize You will always complain,
Well, this
and
is
that will make your life frustrating, isn't it? But if you know that, yes, this, because this is a place of suffering, and this suffering coming in my life so that I can understand that this is not my place. I am a spiritual being in this material body. Material world is a place of suffering. So now, if really I want to get freedom, if I want to be free from this material suffering, then I have to go back to home, to my spiritual abode, to my spiritual place, right? That is what they're understanding. I give you example, like example which is given by different acharyas, maybe sometimes maybe compared to a jail. This world is compared to a jail. Sometimes it is compared to a hospital. Sometimes it is compared to a school. What is the purpose of comparison? To understand it. Jail is not a place to stay back. It's a place of reformation. If somehow you have committed some sin, some illegal act, you go to jail, and right, this is the reason you go to jail, and you get some punishment. What is the purpose of punishment? So that you remember that you should not commit that sin again, right? And if you, for example, if you go there and you start getting some facility, you stay back over there, and you're getting some facility, maybe some good friends over there in jail, and now you decided it's such a beautiful place, so many people around, and without doing anything, see, I'm getting food also, I'm getting shelter also, let me be here. Is it a right decision? No. Similarly, when you go to hospital, maybe best of the hospital, best of the facility, best of the nurses, highly educated doctors, and you see all facilities neat and clean, wonderful technology, technological machines and everything is there. You know, this kind of experience you can go. Now you go to hospital, big hospital, it doesn't look like a hospital. Such a beautiful facilities. But how long would you like to stay over there? If you are admitted due to some disease, will you love to be there for long? What is your effort? How soon I get back to home? How soon I get released from there, right? So when we discuss this analogy, just to understand that we are diseased, or we are getting punishment in this material world because of our some acts, because of our material desire, right? So we have to get out of this. Is called attachment. When we are attached, no, I will not go there, I will not go from here, this is called attachment. And the purpose here, that what we were discussing about, that this attachment is very strong in this material world. We suffer so many sufferings in so many ways, mental suffering, bodily disease, or so many sufferings are there. And in that time, we start thinking that no, this is a bad place, I want to get out of it. But again, next moment, we get something good happening in life, good people in life, and we stop thinking. This is what we are discussing. This is very practical. Like I gave you an example of Corona. At that time, so many students, so many people approaching, they were willing to study Bhagavad Gita. So many groups, we remember, at that time, so many groups were running, and in one group, 100 people, 120 people studying Bhagavad Gita. And once the situation was normal, all those people, they went back to their life. Many big people, they realized, they had some kind of realization. This world is a place of suffering. Maya hai, moh maya hai. Let me do some spiritual practice. Let me, have good relation with others, good behavior. So all these thought processes were there. Again, once the situation was normal, going back to their normal life, again engaged in. So this is the power of Maya. It is very difficult to get out of the clutches, because this is designed in such a way. It's very difficult to get out. That is what we are learning. So similarly, Gajendra, he was trying. Sometimes he was feeling that I can be free. I can now, because the Maya sometimes let go, let loose, favorable situation, and you will think, oh, let me be here. So similar thing was happening for long. And finally, when there was no hope, there was no shelter, there was no protection, and Gajendra, because he was fortunate enough. This word is very important. Remember this. He was fortunate enough because he was a great devotee of the Lord in his previous life as Indradumna Maharaj. And he could remember that. He could remember that. And now he is remembering Lord. He is praying. He is calling out his name. He is glorifying Krishna. And the moment he, with sincere, it was a very sincere call, sincere cry for Krishna. And Krishna immediately, on his carrier, Garuna, he appeared and protected Gajendra. So this is a beautiful pastime where see what we are learning here, because we do not have that in this material world, due to this material attachment, due to this material disease, we do not have that desire, intense desire for spiritual life, or intense desire to go home, back to Godhead, or maybe means developing our attraction for Krishna. We don't have that desire.
उससे पहले एक step और भी है ना, I think all of us, I'll be dishonest if I say I have 100% faith. There is always a doubt in all our minds. I mean, once you develop 100% faith, probably then desire will also come. But I think we are still living in somewhere in the middle zone.
We are not at that stage. Right now we don't have that much. It's not that. I mean, we all in this. That's why we are here. If you have developed your faith, point here is because 100% faith is a big thing. Yes, 100% faith is a big thing.
The only goodness that whatever my understanding, little bit whatever that scriptures has ascribed to this world and to the human body is that this is the only place where we can come and in form of human body, where we can again connect to the Lord by devotional service. Any other heaven, hell, devlok, there is no possibility of that, because they are also temporary. That is also not permanent. But here, when we are able to connect to Lord, we can stop this birth and
we are sent only
this is
for
a chance.
this
This is a chance given
This
to
is
us.
a more favorable place. I mean, even from other planets like Brahmaloka is there, Janaloka, people can go directly to have to spiritual kingdom from there.
Perhaps.
No, not only. That's what I'm saying. Even this material world, in this material world, this earthly planet, I mean this planet, and especially the human form is the most favorable form. Most favorable. Because even divine, other heavenly planets, from Satyaloka also people go there. But point is, yes, this is a very good point. I mean, this is most favorable, and this is the opportunity given to us. And I said fortunate. The word fortunate, like when I was singing this bhajan, I could see somebody who is fortunate. Who is fortunate? Who is fortunate?
Anybody who can do the Naam Jap is fortunate.
Yes.
Somebody, I mean, in your lifetime, if you're able to come across some saintly people or associations who can introduce you to Krishna consciousness or whatever, so this is also you can say mercy of
Yes,
God.
this is a great mercy that we are knowing this, we are getting this knowledge. Here I was speaking in a different way. Means we may have this knowledge, we know this. Now we know that if we want to get free from this material world, then we have to take shelter of Krishna. And Krishna will protect, because he is the one can protect, no one else. Devi yesham gunamai mama maya duratya. Because this material energy, Krishna is saying, is my energy, and it is very difficult to overcome. The one who has created this energy, this material world, he himself declaring that you cannot win. You cannot overcome this material energy of mine. Then what is the hope? Then only when we take shelter of Krishna, because Krishna is saying, Mame vaye prapadyante maya me tam tarantite. One who takes my shelter will easily overcome. So very clear statement. If we take shelter of Krishna, then only we can overcome Maya, overcome this material nature. We can be free from the modes, mode of goodness, mode of passion, mode of ignorance. We can come on transcendental platform. We can go beyond the modes. This is what, right? Now, who will take shelter? How we will take shelter? That is the point. Like we are attending classes. we are hearing about it. That is what we, because we have some faith, we have some Shraddha, and that's why. May not be 100% faith. 100% faith, that's a big thing. That is our goal of life. At least we should develop our 100% faith. That is called complete surrender. Sharanagati. So there are 6 qualities of Sharanagati. What is that? Anukulasya sankalpa, pratikulasya varjanam. How to understand that we have taken shelter of Krishna?
Yeah.
How to understand? So one is anukulasya sankalpa, means whatever is favorable in Krishna consciousness, accept it. Means I accept whatever is favorable. Means I know that coming to the classes is favorable, reading Bhagavad Gita is favorable, chanting is favorable, observing fast on Ekadashi is favorable. All these things are favorable in Krishna consciousness, so we must be very, very enthusiastic to accept all those things. We have to associate with devotees, this is favorable. Pratikulasya varjanam. Whatever is not helping, reject that. Bad association. Or something, maybe, whatever. There's a detail about it. Something which is not helping you to develop Krishna consciousness or your spiritual consciousness, reject it. Don't be attached with that. Attachment to something bad or something which is taking you away from Krishna, that is the biggest loss. So one should be ready. Why we are waiting for? How much time? Once this opportunity is gone, then we don't know our next life. So we should be very enthusiastic. I mean, rejecting all those things which is not favorable. And what else? Anukulasya sankalpa, pratikulasya varjanam. You can open the shloka maybe in Google. So few other points are there. There are 6 characteristics. So one is goptritve varanam tatha. I mean, few, these are the points. Rakshisyati iti vishwaso. This is the important point we are discussing today. Rakshisyati iti vishwaso. We should have complete faith in Krishna that He will protect me. He will protect me in all situations. He will help me. He will protect me. Right? And Krishna's protection, we have to understand how Krishna shows His mercy upon us. It's not that the way we want. Understand, this is also very important, to understand. It's not that the way we want. Krishna's mercy, it may come in different form. It may come in different ways. Sometimes, like what we think, that if situation is in my favor, or it is as per my accord, the way I wanted it, everything is going smooth, everything is fine, that is mercy of Krishna? No. Krishna shows His mercy. It may be favorable also, and if required, it may be unfavorable as per our desire. But ultimately, Krishna in devotee's life, if he is showing something which is unfavorable, or maybe apparently it may not be good, but ultimately, no, not in Bhagavad Gita, it is. You can type down just Anukulasya sankalpa. Maybe you will get it. Anukulasya sankalpa. So understand. So Krishna favors. Krishna favors. No, that is.
ये है अनुकूलस्य संकल्प प्रतिकूलस्य वर्जनम रक्षति थी विश्वास.
That it is here also.
18.66 में है.
I mean, that is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita in between, but shloka, you can read that. You can read 6 points.
इसमें
6 points.
6 points are there. You read. First is what?
अनुकूलस्य संकल्प. इसमें भक्त सदैव भगवान के अनुकूल रहने का संकल्प लेता है. प्रतिकूलस्य वर्जनम.
प्रतिकूलस्य वर्जनम.
भगवान के लिए प्रतिकूल भावना का त्याग. रक्षति थी
विश्वासो.
भगवान सदैव मेरी रक्षा करेंगे, ऐसा दृढ़ विश्वास रखना. गोप्तृत्वे वर्णम. भगवान को अपना रक्षक के रूप में देखना अथवा स्वीकार करना. आत्म निक्षेप. भगवान के श्री चरणों में स्वयं को समर्पित कर
समर्पित
देना
करना।
और कार्पण्य अत्यंत दीन होना।
So these are the
शरणागति के ये
6
सिद्धांत
लक्षण है।
भक्ति काल में लगभग सभी
तो ये 6 लक्षण हमें, यानी भगवान हमारा भरण पोषण करेंगे, इस बात में विश्वास रखना। गोप्तत्वे वर्णम तथा, विश्वास रखना। और लास्ट के पॉइंट्स में जैसे ह्यूमिलिटी है, विनम्रता, विनम्र भाव से, विनम्रता का होना, ये फाउंडेशन है। आज हम मॉर्निंग में इसी टॉपिक को डिस्कस कर रहे थे। जितने भी डिवाइन क्वालिटीज़ हैं, उसका जो फाउंडेशन है, जो 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 ये अगर ह्यूमिलिटी है, ह्यूमिलिटी मतलब व्यक्ति जो जिसके अंदर अहंकार नहीं है, जो गुरु और कृष्ण पर निर्भर है, जो भगवान पर निर्भर है। तो जब व्यक्ति भगवान पर निर्भर हो जाता है तो ऑटोमेटिकली बाकी की जो क्वालिटीज़ हैं वो डेवलप होने लगती है। उसके अंदर तितिक्षवा, करुणिका, तितिक्षवा मीन्स टॉलरेंस पावर बढ़ जाएगा। करुणिका, उसके हृदय में ऑटोमेटिकली दूसरों के लिए कंपैशन होगा। All these are divine qualities. So yes, so how we can see ourselves, how much dedicated, how much surrendered we are. So yes, so these are the 6 characteristics of Sharanagati. We have to be. So maybe at this point of time we don't have that much faith, 100% surrender on Krishna. We have faith in so many other things, like the same thing we are discussing. But at least we are getting this knowledge. We are making ourselves aware that if we are dependent on any other arrangement, my LIC will protect me, my people will protect me, my society will protect me, that is wrong. Because they themselves cannot protect themselves. And how can they protect? Maybe at some point of time, means they can be of help, some help. But we have to know that Mrityu samsara sagarat. No? Delivery or deliverance from this cycle of birth and death, nobody else can do that. Only Krishna can do that. So for that we have to take shelter of Krishna. Surrender to Krishna.
Prabhuji, just now before this topic, you were saying something unfavorable. Things like if you are surrendered also, if you have 100% faith, so things they go favorable way and sometimes like it's not the God also, like unfavorable. So you just think it's mercy or what?
That's what I'm saying. Now we have to see mercy. How to see mercy of the Lord. Mercy of the Lord is not always a favorable situation. Many unfavorable situations may be there.
How will you?
Huh?
How will you judge? How will you know? Because how will you keep your faith? If
No, that's what. See, this is what, because we are, understand it. Because we are limited. We do not know about future. We do not know about past. Why? Having faith means what? Faith means, and when you know something and you have faith, that is not called faith. Faith means you believe on that person. And Krishna, he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He knows past, he knows present, he knows future. And he is saying that, Suhridam Sarvabhutanam, I am the best friend of all. So best friend, who is best friend? Your best friend. He knows past, he knows present, he knows future.
Prabhuji, we
And-
are insignificant souls.
Yes.
They're so.
And that's why we should understand.
Account of each and every.
Huh? Sorry?
How does he
How
keep
can
account
we-
of each and
how
every
can we
soul?
judge, na?
No, this is a very
कुछ फायदा नहीं हुआ।
understand. No, that's good. Point is, that's why he is God. God means what? God is
अभी प्रभु जी ने
He
बोले
is
कि
there
सब बेकार हो गया।
with every individual. He is there as super soul within everyone's heart. And what is the role of super soul? He is observing. He is sanctioning. Updrishta Anumanta. Krishna is there in every atom as super soul.
We said.
So point is, this is a very basic question, but yes, that's why he is God. That's why we are living entity. We have limited sense, limited knowledge,
Yes.
and that's why. And when we accept it, that I'm so insignificant, this understanding or this acceptance will help us to take shelter of Krishna. Our pride, ego does not help us to take shelter.
Prabhuji, what the question she asked, I think these are the questions which come in way of developing
Actually, the
faith.
answer
Sorry?
is something which you started. Who am I? There it ends.
No, that is fine. But only knowing who am I. For example, now you know. You need not to go through any You know that you are soul. Is it enough?
नहीं, Prabhuji, उसमें when you query who am I, you never get an answer. You reach a state.
I'm really
Yeah,
surprised.
you never get an answer.
You never get an answer. As Raman Rishi, you never get an answer.
This-
You reach a state of being.
And that process is what you're teaching, Gita. The process is same.
It's not complete understanding. Let me explain it because
I haven't followed it.
I am talking about Raman Maharishi. He says if you keep asking this question, who am I? He gives example. And this question is like जब आप funeral pyre को burn करने के लिए एक लकड़ी use करते हैं, so first it will burn the pyre, which is all the thoughts.
yes.
Then it will burn itself out. जो last बची है, it will burn itself out, so no thoughts will remain. Once no thoughts remain, you experience the true reality. You experience true reality. You don't seek an answer to this question कि मैं who am I?
What
इसका
you-
answer नहीं है कोई.
No answer.
You will reach a state where you will experience it.
Self-realization, that's not
हाँ,
God
yes,
realization.
हाँ,
That's
जो-
not God realization. That's self-realization.
Self-
उनके लिए एक ही है ना. For
No,
them,
I'm not talking about who is following what. First of all, whatever we are reading, studying in Bhagavad Gita, maybe different people, they have different process. And that's what self-realization, knowing the self. And knowing the self after realization, not knowing who am I, because this is the first teaching of Bhagavad Gita. Who am I means athato brahma jigyasa. This is what the Vedic aphorism, athato brahma jigyasa, knowing the self. And somebody doing so much austerity, following so many difficult processes just to know who am I. And after following that process, and if not coming to know who am I, what is the use of that process?
आपने एक्चुअली आंसर उनका दे दिया था
हाँ.
प्रभु जी. When you said favorable and unfavorable condition, जो हम favorable और unfavorable conditions देखते हैं वो फिर materialistic निगाह से देखा जाता है कि मेरा सुख, मेरा पति, मेरा घर, मेरा जॉब, मेरा ये, मेरा वो. बात तो वही है. फेवरेबल और अनफेवरेबल कंडीशन कुछ है ही नहीं. इट्स जस्ट द कनेक्शन. वो एवरीथिंग इज फेवरेबल व्हेन यू आर बर्न्ड योर थॉट, इंद्रियां, ज्ञान सब खत्म करके यू आर कनेक्टेड टू द डिवाइन. कृष्णा को समर्पण जब कर दिया, उसके बाद कुछ फेवरेबल और अनफेवरेबल बचता ही नहीं है.
So every point which I am explaining, इसको भी समझिए.
दुनिया से.
So जो वो कह रही है और जो मैं कह रहा हूँ एक ही है कि if you are totally connected to Krishna, the state that you are in,
Yes.
that is a state which one is through surrender, one is through this inquiry. So ultimately you are reaching the same state.
That's what.
That is a state
That's
of
okay. Point is,
sublime experience or whatever you call it.
हाँ.
I mean, maybe different terminology is there. Whatever point we are discussing, जो मैं favorable unfavorable की बात कर रहा था, that is, we were talking about Krishna's mercy. How to see Krishna's mercy? Because I don't know. Today, so many here and there we are going, but जब जिस point को जिस context में discuss कर रहे हैं, अगर वहाँ रहेंगे, then we will understand the message. We are relating it to something else. So when I say Sharanagati के 6 लक्षण हैं, there are 6 characteristics of Sharanagati, and one is, no, that was, another topic. This topic was Krishna's mercy. Krishna protect us. Krishna show his mercy. So one additional point I gave, that how to see Krishna's mercy. Because like we are getting this knowledge outside, people not having knowledge. If you go and ask, or when we say that Krishna is very merciful, everything is going so nice, my health is good, my family is good, I'm getting so much money, my job is good, and the moment you see that job is gone, it's going bad, health is going bad. So yeah, the same point. The point is this.
पहले सुख हटाओ,
अभी कष्ट दो.
हाँ,
Again.
भौतिक सुख हटाओ तो कृष्ण मिले.
पर उसका स्टेट हमारा उतना स्टेट आना चाहिए.
वो तो everybody, every individual is a different person. हर अपनी अलग राह पे है.
Let me just conclude this point, otherwise we will get deviated. Point is, I'm not saying at which stage we are in. The concept must be very clear. Must be very clear means, whatever I discuss today, maybe about this material world, concept must be very much clear. Concept is that this world is designed for a purpose. If that purpose is being achieved, being in favorable, means again I'm using the word, but understand. Again, if I take this particular point, like for example, our goal of life is coming closer to Krishna. If your facility is helping you to reach to Krishna, your goal is achieved. If you're suffering bringing you closer to Krishna, your goal is achieved. So what is good, what is bad? That's what I'm making you understand. Anything good or bad, that is decided based on whether you have achieved your goal or not. Somebody, maybe his life going so nice, and because of that the person is so grateful. My Lord, you have given me so much. I'm really thankful and I dedicate my life to you. And somebody going through lots of suffering, and out of those sufferings, and he thinks that, no, my Lord, this place is really a place of suffering. I know only your lotus feet, only you know, is the only place where I can get satisfaction, I can get peace and happiness. Both coming to the lotus feet of Krishna. So either favorable situation or unfavorable situation. I'm not getting into philosophy, nothing is favorable, nothing is unfavorable. No. Understand the concept. From our point of view, from material point of view, something favorable, something unfavorable. But if it is getting me closer to Krishna, that is the goal. So Krishna shows his mercy in both ways. Srila Prabhupada, he was a great devotee of the Lord. And throughout his life, he had so much of a struggle. Was it favorable? I mean, was it good? And Srila Prabhupada is saying, when he lost his business, many times he tried and when he lost his business, and he's saying, this is a special mercy of Krishna. I lost. I mean, it's all how do you see things. When you know your goal and when you are heading towards it, something which is helping you. And of course, this is very advanced stage. I'm not saying that at this stage we can practice.
Like I remember, I just recently read Shivas ji, I think Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was doing the Kirtan, and Shivas Prabhu's son passed away while this was happening, and he started doing it. He said, don't tell it to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ji, and then he started doing it more vigorously. So later on, when he came to know after the Kirtan, so he said, आप ही के तो पास जाना था, उन्होंने आप ही के घर जाना था. So मुझे तो बहुत खुशी है कि आपकी presence में. He was very happy. So उस stage.
That's a very advanced stage. But
Extremely,
we cannot imitate. Whenever we hear any example, we hear about all these big personalities. Understand. Discussion is to understand the concept. We cannot imitate based on the stage we are in, how we can move forward, how we can take this, or how, no, that is what, otherwise we will think, no, it is impossible and we will never move. Don't see that. Example is, these are all examples of different ages, and that example, that those pastimes which is there in scripture, that is give us an understanding that even those big personalities having so much power, like Gajendra's story we are discussing, who is the king of the elephants, or such a great personality, such a powerful personality, even he was not able to escape from the clutches of crocodile. Similarly, what learning we are taking, that we are also into the clutches of Maya. For so many years, for so many lifetimes, we are struggling to get out of the cycle of birth and death. And we know that, like Gajendra, he was helpless, and then finally he surrendered. The moment we feel that we are helpless, no other shelter is there. Because if I see that, no, I have so many protection, this will help me, that will help me, we will not take shelter. We won't be able to take shelter. So if we become helpless, just like a baby crying for its mother, baby is helpless, dependent, totally dependent on mother's mercy. Until mother is feeding, he has no option. So helpless. That is what the situation. When we know that, Krishna, you are the only shelter.
रामकृष्ण यही बोलते हैं ना, हम बोलते हैं प्रभु के लिए क्या बोलना, मतलब कुछ नहीं करना, सिर्फ रोना है. मानव के लिए क्या करना, रोना, वो अपने आप आगे. That's it. You have to just cry.
The trick is to have a balance between helpless and not become hopeless. You should be in center, because too much like helplessness can lead to hopelessness also. So
that is good point. If you become too much helpless, everything we discuss, we must introspect. We must go deeper into it. Otherwise, when you see only the external or one part, it will look like, because outside world teaching you, giving you so many affirmations, think positive, remain positive, like that. So that it's a mental adjustment.
It's just easy to say, but it doesn't tell you how.
Yeah, when we say humility, again, this one point, when we say 100% surrender, it does not mean that you have to become lazy, you don't have to do anything. Like Arjuna was 100% surrender to Krishna. But it was not that Arjuna was not doing, he was fighting. Arjuna, even Krishna didn't ask him, sit down, now you are surrendered and sit down, now I will fight on your behalf. It was not like that. Surrender, so that these are the concepts we must be very, very clear. So when it comes to humility, when feeling helpless, that is developing our surrender. That yes, I will do my best, my Lord, but I know ultimately without your mercy, I can't do this. This is humility, being dependent on Krishna. We may use our power with this understanding. This is what Krishna has given me. Krishna has given me intelligence. Krishna has given me, this skill. Whatever he has given me, I will utilize that. I will do my best and leave on Krishna rest. This is dependence. This way we will become humble. Otherwise, we will become egoistic. We will become proud of our skill, proud of our position, proud of our wealth, whatever different opulences, right? And that will not allow us to take complete shelter. So finally, coming to the point, until we develop until we take shelter of Krishna in this material world, nothing will help us.
एक श्लोक आपने बताया ना स्टार्टिंग के चैप्टर्स में आपने इंग्लिश में पता है आपने रिमेंबर डू योर बेस्ट एंड लीव द रेस्ट वो कोट करते रहते हैं ना प्रभु के
Yes. I mean, this is the teachings of Bhagavad Gita. Do your best.
Pray for the rest.
Pray for the rest. I mean, all these, first is philosophical concept. We must be very, very clear. And practically, how to implement that is more important. So, like in today's session, maybe even we were discussing so many other things, so many other processes. Ultimately, understand any process, people following different paths, different processes, their terminology may be different, their practices may be different, right? But we have to know the purpose, right? Whichever is helping you to reach to that goal, that is more important. And here in this pastime we learn that even Gajendra, when he was delivered, then he took shelter of the holy name because he remembered the mantra he was chanting in his previous life, and he took shelter of the holy name. Similarly, in this Kali Yuga, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he has given us this medicine or this weapon to I'll say yes, this mantra to get us deliver from the cycle of suffering or the cycle of this birth and death, right? Now, how desperate we should take it. Like Gajendra, he was helpless and just taking shelter. Similarly, we can take shelter of Krishna by taking shelter of his holy name. So we can, when we chant, we should have that mood, that crying mood. My Lord, I have no shelter. We may not have this much helplessness at this point of time. We may not feel that, but at least, fake it until you make it. So at least we should. Why we are hearing again and again? We may not have that position, and that's what I am saying again and again. That if you are really struggling, and that struggle is helping you to come closer to Krishna, that is great fortune. Even Lord Kapila Dev, when he is speaking, when he is explaining about the birth of a child, how the baby grows within the womb of a mother, and he is saying that when the soul, when the baby or when the living entity is fortunate, and you know why he is saying when he is fortunate? Because first of all he is explaining the overall process, how the baby grows and how the baby is suffering within that covering, stool, pus, urine, so many bacteria biting his bite. The soul, that living entity is suffering, is struggling hard. And in that struggle, in 7th month, when the consciousness is developed, Lord Kapila Devi is saying, if the soul is fortunate, if the living entity is fortunate, remember 100 lifetimes. The sufferings, 100 lifetimes remember. So because of those remembrance, even one lifetime, it's very difficult. When we remember the events of this one lifetime, it's very difficult to handle those situations, those memories. And you just imagine 100 lifetimes. If you just getting a flashback, you're getting into your 100 lifetimes, and so much of suffering is there. So many lifetimes you have been into, so many wombs coming out in this material world and suffering, going through different kinds of suffering, how difficult it is. And in that situation, the soul is fortunate. When I was reading this, somebody is suffering, and this is a fortunate situation. Is it a fortunate situation? No. But that is fortunate because of this, if the soul is fortunate, it mentioned, he sees the Lord. The Lord is there, and he prays to the Lord, my Lord, just now I know the reality of this material world. Please excuse me. Please accept me. This time, I will not forget you. This is the prayer. The soul is doing this prayer. That lifetime, so many lifetimes I've been going through. I've been suffering. I've been away from you and suffering in this material world. But this time, I will not forget you. I will not be away from you. But again, by the force of the air and the material nature, the baby takes birth, and again, welcome to the material world. Again forgets.
I read it, I don't know, the same thing, like a child, or when you are in a womb, you remember the past 100 births, and at 7th or the 8th month, and then you remember what your bad karmas were. So inside you feeling, you pleading to God, ki, please take me out, so I will not do it this time.
Yes.
I've done enough. I'm not going to repeat this all. I will go to your abodes.
That is true. That is what. Since somebody knowing or accepting mistake, because until we accept the mistake, means this is what accepting. Once you accept the mistake, that because of my mistake, because of my sinful activities, sinful desire, I'm here in this material world. So now let me take shelter of God, Krishna. Please help me. Please excuse me. And Krishna is promising, once you take shelter, I will free you from all sinful reactions. So this is all we are hearing. Now the only thing is, because we want to take shelter, now that's why we are putting our effort. We want to take shelter, but again, because that is what we are discussing. The Maya is so strong, not allowing us. Our Maya representing through our mind. Our mind does not allow us, drag us in so many ways, in different directions, not able to take shelter. And I have told you, like, shelter means what? 6 qualities. We have to develop those 6 qualities. That is, we will understand that we are taking shelter of Krishna. No? So, no fear, no anxiety. First of all, accepting the favorable, rejecting which is not favorable, having faith that Krishna will protect me, and also Krishna will fulfill my all necessities. No fear, no anxiety for that. Right? And yes, being humble. Being humble means I'm insignificant. Without your mercy, there's no hope, there's no shelter. And with this understanding, chanting the name Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So if we call out these names with a crying mood, please help me, then Krishna is a swift deliverer from the cycle of birth and death. He will surely protect. It's all about how sincere cry is that. If it is a fake cry, then Krishna will be there waiting for us.
I'm just sharing. I was just reminded, Bhishma Pitamna was on bed of the arrows, and he was a total, he followed, he was a 100% follower of Krishna.
Yes.
But why it happened, he said, I remember last 100 births, I did not do anything wrong. But Krishna says, beyond, you'll have to go beyond that. So there were things which you did beyond those 100
Yeah, law of karma is, of course, that's very difficult to understand. Gahano karmana gati. So we have to just remember the principle. Because going in too much detail understanding why things happening, we can never get it, means we can never reach to that. That's why we are learning principles. Principle is action is equal to equal and opposite reaction. Something in life happening, there is a cause behind that. And simply accepting all these truths and principles will make our life easy. We will stop criticizing, blaming others. All situations, circumstances, it is because of my. So now taking it in a positive way, let me do something. No, let me not repeat that again. Let me not react to the situation, but take all, or let's follow Krishna conscious way of life, so that we should not come again into the same situation. That is intelligence. How happened? Forget about it. Now we know the principle and implement that principle. Follow the values and practice the values and make life perfect. And that is what we have to do. Hare Krishna.